This week, we tackle a very serious subject with an extremely unserious soundtrack in May, December. Returning this week, we have.
Oh,
Jump in there, Vera.
Hey, this is Vera. My bad. Sorry, I'm slow.
No, you good.
And me, Joe. Haha, I'm back.
There you go. I'm Chad, and this is the 138th episode of your award-winning podcast. We used to talk about this at work. All right, so no Matt this week. You don't need to know why. Let's jump right into it. Vera, what's going on, Lady Mail Miss?
Monday has been Mondaying on steroids. Good God, I should have just turned right back around and went into bed, but that's not acceptable for functioning adults in this country right now. So I kept it moving.
Fair
But
enough.
yeah, I'm still standing.
Yeah, I mean, that Monday takes down the best of us.
Oh my gosh. I think it's because of my technical difficulties I was having at work. Like it was like one click of anything I wanted to do, and I literally started playing my games on the phone. Like that's how long it took. Like one time I just walked away, I forgot what I was doing. Like that's how long it took. And it was just like that for the day. I was just, ugh.
So I'm gonna ask a very specific question here, Vera, and I feel like you're gonna say yes. And when you say yes, I'm going to judge you.
Okay.
Are you playing Monopoly Go?
No, she is.
No.
Oh,
What?
I'm so surprised because that's our age range's Candy Crush.
Oh, I've never played it.
I'm happy to hear that.
Okay, I'm very surprised right now. What are you playing on your phone?
It's Royal Match.
What is that?
It's it's literally like matching different figures together to like clear a board.
So it's like Candy Crush.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
Okay, like
asking.
it could be, yeah. It could be like that.
Is Royal what?
Match, and it's like being in the king's like in a
Yes.
kingdom and different levels, like you're in a
it's that
barbershop and
it's that format, like slide the jewels around and stuff.
yeah. So okay, yeah.
All right. Well,
So basically, yes.
I'm disappointed in you, Vera. What is December 26th?
It's my personal holiday. Like the Christmas crap is officially done.
Okay.
Like you know, the songs on the radio should halt. They should stop immediately. I think all lights in the store that aren't like, screwed into the walls or the ceiling should be gone. Sales start, and you should be free and clear unless it's a birthday right afterwards. Like it's my holiday.
When did you become such a Scrooge Grinch?
Oh man, I've been working on this for a good 10 years. Like I went to a meat market a few weeks ago, and it was just like this massive crowd of people and kids. And I was like, what is this? This is just a meat market. And come to find out, it was trees for sale that you could buy, like real ones. And then it was pictures with the Grinch. And I was like, forget them. I should be there. Like, they should be taking a picture with me. I was like, dude, like a female version of Grinch. I should have stepped in some of those photos and be like, look, you got two for the price of one. Yeah.
I mean,
that's pretty dope.
I mean, since you are in Grinch mode, you should have been the Grinch and went to their houses and robbed them,
Great idea. I never think of it until it's too late.
That's what happened in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, am I misremembering?
No, you're right. You're right.
Vera, you got a few weeks. You got time.
Yeah. Hey, there's always goals. There's always goals. But
Right.
I've been like that for a while now. It's like I'm over it. Oh man.
Why are you at a meat market if you've been vegan for like the last 5 years?
Oh, it was for my boyfriend, not for me. Like, no,
You have
he was
that
making a
poison. You keep
dish.
that poison in your house, Vera.
Yeah, it's in here. Oh, we had potlucks at my job, and I went to another meat market. I was like, why is the person that doesn't eat meat going to the meat market? I was like, I almost wanted to like throw up at the smell of it. I'm seeing sausages. I'm seeing daggone half a pig just hanging
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
Oh, good God, can we get this over with sooner than later?
That's some kind of cruel punishment. I'm not gonna lie. I feel kind of bad for you now, Vera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and nobody else would go. I was just like, okay, great. This is awesome. But
So
yeah,
you just went to get that time off, didn't you?
I did. It was
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
It was
yeah, yeah.
because I feel like if I leave the office, it's like a adult version Amber Alert goes off. I'm like, dudes, I am just in the back trying to talk myself into completing this day and not hurting you all before it ends. So leave me be. Yeah.
I'm trying to play my royal match. Okay, I need this. I need this.
It's like, look, I got priorities here. It's like God, food, royal match, and you. Come on now, in that order. Oh,
All right, so you going to the meat market? You going to Soulard? What's going on here?
oh yeah. Um, Soulard has been my jam for a couple of years now, but I didn't think it was really much for me as it's getting colder outside. But it's like a lady that has clothes there that I really like. Like you can't try on anything, but it's different shawls or a little bit of jackets or gloves or whatever. And I was like, dang, this is what I am talking about. Got the incense man down there, the long sticks, the short sticks. I was just, yeah, I was proud of them. Man, you got the Chinese little stand where you can get like crab rangoon, fried. Well, you can get crab rangoon, and then like if you like chicken, you can get the chicken kebabs if that's your thing. But yeah, they have you covered even in the wintertime. So I was impressed. I didn't know about all of that until like a year ago.
I haven't been to Soulard Market since I was a kid. Since I since some sort of excursion with my mother and your grandmother.
Hmm. Okay. Well, that really had to have been a long time ago.
Yeah.
Well,
How about
before 2 years ago, it had been since that time, since I was a little kid.
how about you, Joe?
I go every blue moon. Everyone like it just depends what's going on. But I do remember like a story earlier this year. There was a guy down at Soulard Market selling weed. Like he had a whole table and it was just people just coming with like he was selling it for the low. I wish I would have knew about it ahead of time. Um, but the police politely pulled up and told him he had to stop. I said, boy, it must be,
What?
when you the other skin color, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
So was this before or after it was legalized?
This was it was I believe it was like right after it was legalized, but still, I don't think you can go to
No,
Soulard Market and be like,
no,
yeah, I grew
I
this
agree.
myself, y'all. So,
I feel like
what you,
there's like probably some sort of like stuff that needs to get approved.
I
yeah,
thought so too.
yeah, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure there's a few licenses and things of that
Yeah.
nature you need.
I'm sure like he's like, when he filled out his application to get the table, I'm just selling natural herbs.
Like I said, I wish I would have knew. I would have came. I would have definitely, supported my local man.
Hey,
Uh,
we have to support local businesses, okay?
right.
We
You
can't
take
Oh,
let
that
you
was
take you take
awesome.
card. You take card, dude. You got the little card reader on your phone.
the square.
Putting this on
I
credit.
I feel like it was. You got to get those points, man.
You got to cash back. I was gonna buy some weed anyway.
That's funny. Mm, that's funny. What's going on with you and your thoughts on Diddy? Are we bringing up old shit, Joe?
I was thinking about it earlier, and I was like, I think Diddy's like the one person, even if they try to cancel Diddy, Diddy's involved in so many people's music. He's still gonna be there. It's not gonna be like the quick turn off like they did R. Kelly. We're just not gonna play R. Kelly no more. You can't not avoid Diddy. You can't.
I mean, yeah. I mean, how much stuff was Kelly producing?
R. Kelly's producing a lot of stuff. You know, R. Kelly
He
was writing
was.
for producing and writing. Apparently, I don't know how you can't write and you can't read and write, but you was writing for Michael Jackson and Celine Dion.
I mean, to be fair, like
Voice recorder, I got you.
yeah.
I wrote a song for you. I'm gonna play it real quick.
Yeah.
He didn't have the AI to go ahead and please translate this into something that's a little legible for me, please.
That's before AI blew up. He went to jail before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I mean, what was that? Like maybe a month ago, people was ready to cancel Diddy, and then like it just didn't happen because
Macy's they're no longer selling Sean John. He got
he still makes that.
Definitely still makes it.
I'm surprised.
I don't know. I don't know who's wearing it, but he definitely still makes it.
I haven't seen that in forever. Now I could see like if you go and you see the cologne, but I didn't know they still selling the clothes.
They apparently Macy's. This is the first time in 20 years that they are not selling Sean John.
Really? Well, wait. He still has the alcohol, right? Like, is he owner or part owner?
Ciroc. I forgot all about this. See, everybody getting real quiet all of a sudden. I forgot all about Ciroc and Diddy. I knew. I heard Revolt was up for sale, and
what's Revolt?
Revolt is like the network with all the podcasts, and yeah.
Oh, do we need to get over there? Or are they getting canceled?
That's when you in when you in this kind of situation, they just gonna pass it off to whoever. Like, hey man, just buy the company real quick so we can keep the money flowing.
Right. Okay, so they host hip hop podcasts. I'm guessing these are like famous people with podcasts.
I'm pretty sure. I don't, they're there. I think Joe Budden was on. He might be on Revolt. He might not be on Revolt now. I think
I feel like at this point Joe Budden's big enough to not need a podcast network. I mean, as a podcaster, not you know what I
mean.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
But like Diddy's literally like it don't matter who you turn on. Anything like from 92 to 05, Diddy's there.
Yeah.
You turn on Bad Boys 2 right now. That's nothing but a Diddy and Nelly soundtrack for one song.
Yeah.
Oh God, that summer of Shake Your Tail Feather. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It.
You turn on Rush Hour. What you got? You got Chris Tucker hitting his Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter where you go, Diddy's there. Get him to the Greek. That was a great movie.
Oh, I forgot he was in that. Oh, I forgot that movie existed, honestly.
And that one random episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
He was on that?
Yeah, he played you thought he was a doctor in the beginning because Charlie's mom thought she had cancer or something along those lines. And it turns out he was just the gardener for the church.
I haven't seen that show. I don't think.
Like none of it?
I don't think so. I remember hearing about it.
I'm surprised Chad didn't hand you the same DVDs he handed me.
No.
I mean, I didn't stick with it too long though.
No, but you were the one who introduced me to me.
That's fair. Okay.
Here's season 1. Cool.
So why don't you tell us why you're gonna do some dumb shit, Joe?
What was I doing?
Spinning the block.
Oh no, I was just curious. I'm not spinning the block. Hell no, I'm done spinning the block.
I didn't know. Like I not to put your business too much out there, but like I know your home situation, and then you put this topic of spinning the block, and I'm like, sir,
hey,
spinning the block with?
I'm not the only person out there. You got your life.
Hey, as like the oldest one on here, what is spinning the block? Yeah.
It's when you go back to an ex.
Oh my gosh! I could have wrote the book on. Oh, okay. Yep, Joe. So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, Chad, we all done spinning the block. You still spinning the block, Chad?
I don't know
how
the
block spinning you these days.
I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know if I've ever spent the block, honestly.
What?
Anybody ever hit your line like, hey, I'm trying to get another piece of that real quick? What's up?
off in this moment, I can't think of that. But like I've never really cared for spinning the block because it's like we stopped talking for a reason. And it's like I can't always forget about that shit, you know? Like I can't always put that to the side to do
I
the
believe you.
things.
I believe you. Like little known fact, like I told Chad back in high school when I was joking, said we don't like this person no more, and I walked away. And this man has held on to that grudge for as long as I've known.
You have to hold on to hate sometimes to get through life.
So you know, if anybody's not spinning the block, I know it's not you. I believe you.
Yeah. So no, you know, as you guys, we haven't publicly talked about it on the pod yet, but as you know, like you know, I had a breakup some time ago, and that shit's not happening again. I mean, still care for that person, but that shit's not. We not circling back. We not regrouping.
Well,
But
is there such thing as people like?
did they has that said person tried to come back to you?
No,
Huh.
no, they live in their life.
Oh, there you go. For now,
and I'm living my life.
I don't think I think there's only been one person I've ever hooked up with that never tried to come back. At some point, it's like almost like they smell it in the air. Like, oh, okay, this is a good time. Because always back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
And then it's like now my hands are full. Just too much. Gets real messy really quick.
No, I agree. I'm generally trying to think. What about you, Vera? You got what's a vague story of you spending said block?
Let's see. I have in the past like had as much as a 20-year, nope, maybe like a 15-year gap. And like Joe said, it was so random. I mean, it was just like, okay, it went from, oh, as a teenager, I didn't see you doing your thing, I'm doing my thing, to lovely social media comes in the picture. And it went from like, hey, what's up, or whatever, to I literally have broke up with somebody on a Tuesday and Wednesday. It was like, oh, what's up with you? And I was like, how the hell they know that?
Yeah,
Like, I
it's
never mentioned being with
nah,
it's in the air. I'm telling you.
Nah,
they
Vera
smell
started,
it's like fucking sharks.
No, Vera started posting those inspirational messages on Facebook.
Do you, boo?
Like, you know what? The wind blew hard, but I stood firm.
It must be fuck boy. It must be fuck boy season. That's a good one to put them on Facebook. Have somebody slide in. Well, I don't know what they did, but it wasn't. You know what I ain't gonna do.
That was just so bizarre to me. That was weird. That was
you,
weird.
it be in the air every time.
No time before then had that person said anything close to that, and I swear it was the next day. I said, "Is there an alert going on? Like, you know, you got the bad signal. Is that what's happening to me?" And it was saying like available up under there. I don't know what that was.
You'll go from block to what's up, big head, real quick.
That was so weird. Yeah. But that was, God, that happened like 10 years ago, something like that. But yeah, that just stood out in my mind. I just thought that was bizarre. I really did. Because at that point, me and that person had been communicating online for a few years, and it never went that way until that dang on day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild.
There was a notification that went out. Yeah, you're correct. So now that we're like, now I had some time to think. There was a situation where like I was talking to somebody, and then they were like, "Hey man, I'm good," and I'm like, "Okay, cool." And so then like sometime later they reached out and they started like, "Oh yeah, when we gonna get some dinner? When we gonna hang out?" And I'm like, "I thought you told me to fuck off." And then like it just spiraled from that, where like she got mad at me for, you know, reminding her what she said to me. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I really wasn't trying to see what was good because you told me to fuck off in the first place.
How dare you remember?
But no, I mean, I've had situations where it's like I've liked people and then like I've been in like a situation and so, you know, can't do anything. And then randomly, without me, like Vera, without even me telling you that I'm not in that situation anymore, you like, hey, hey, big head, what's going on there?
The hey, big head, get them every time.
And I'm like, well, I mean, I am free tonight, so you know.
Yeah, that was wild. That definitely stood out in my mind. Oh, that was so bizarre.
How long did you date this guy?
Ooh, it was gosh. Like before or after, because I was like, before we were just kids, like,
No, like no.
teenagers.
After when he sent that message, like, hey, so
Oh gosh, that back and forth went on for 3 years, something like that. Yikes. Yeah, yeah. I was just like, wow, giddy up. Here we are.
Giddy up.
Oh,
it do be like that. It do be like that.
oh boy, oh boy. Yep, that was about the last time. Ooh, I was like, yep, let's leave the exes back there in the X
Leave,
world.
Let's
leave them
start. Let's
alone.
start fresh. Get some
Mhm.
new talent in this facility.
Yes.
So,
Start the interviews.
so it's Christmas time, right? And Joe, you're a parent. I'm a parent. Vera, you're an evil stepmother.
Yeah.
And so my daughter's 3, and she's still not super into like mascot type shit. Like she'll admire something from afar, but like if you get up close to it, she'll just like break down. Like, nah, I'm crying. I'm not comfortable. And so the other day, Samantha and I were talking, and she was like, I think this is a good year to do Santa. Like, she watches the YouTube videos and she knows what Santa is. And I'm like,
Mm,
okay. I mean, I don't think this is a good idea because, like in October, we took her to something with like somebody in a costume and she freaked out. But I'm like, okay, I'm not about to argue with you right now. And so she was like, but I would like her to see a black Santa, but she's mostly familiar with white Santa because media is brainwashing the children.
Yeah,
And
because really, I was giving out gifts to kids. The only one person did that was Nino Brown. He was giving out turkeys.
so she's like, "Can you find a black Santa?" And I was like, "Sure." So some time goes by, and then I remember Matt and I used to work with a guy that does Santa stuff. Like he took the classes, and he posts online like, hey, I'm at such and such place in my Santa get up and whatever. He's an older guy. So the hair is real, of the gray hair and all that.
okay.
And so like I reached out and I was like, hey man, my daughter we want to do Santa for my daughter, like what's good? And he's like, okay, yeah, we can set something up, just let me know when you want to try and do something, and I'll we'll align the schedules. I was like, all right, so let me talk to her mom and we'll figure something out. So mind you, a couple of days have passed since we had this conversation, so I was like, hey, I know a guy. I sent you a picture, and I was like, hey, well, let's figure out a date. And so she's like, yes. So fun story. I took our daughter to an event, and that guy was there, and she cried. And I was like, okay, well, let me just cross that off my to-do list. And
All this extra effort you put in, kid. I was straight rooting for you. Damn, that fucking blew up quick.
and it's like, and it was him too. Like, what? So, Joe, like, how has Christmas, like Santa experiences been with you? And have you done any of that in your capacity as,
All right, am I
Vera?
dressing up as Santa? I'm not dressing up as
No,
Santa.
no, 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 no. Like taking the kids to Santa, and you as well, Vera, have you accompanied on Santa excursions?
Mm, God.
I know I've taken Jake to see Santa, but I don't remember what age Jake was when we saw Santa.
Okay. What about your daughter?
Jade. Jade has not seen Santa in person. We actually talked about doing it this year as well, but we don't know. Probably not. She'd be chilling though. She ain't like she's not afraid. It's just I don't like doing long lines.
I feel that too. I feel that too.
I don't.
So
I haven't seen. They had a Santa that came to my job, so as adults, like had our picture with Santa. But
So
no,
did you sit on Santa's lap for that
I
picture?
sure did.
Okay.
Yep. Yes.
No
Ain't got a
comment.
candy cane.
Moving on.
I'm
Moving.
sure.
Damn, Vera. Damn,
I'm sure.
you're just setting these fucking jokes up.
Yes, yes. Plenty of material. I just gave. But
But yeah,
no,
you never taken the kids to it.
I haven't been. Like I haven't been with any friends or anything.
I
No,
mean, in your evil stepmother capacity.
no, sir. No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
All
No,
right.
sir.
Because like his daughter, she's like what, 5?
Ooh, I want to say 6. Yeah, 6 years old.
Okay. So
Yeah,
does she care about that?
I think lightly, but I don't think she'd be interested in going to see him. Like it'd probably be like your daughter,
Mhm.
or she
Oh,
or
she
or or
probably,
not even budge to go. Like maybe
yeah.
because it's like stranger, whether you're in a red suit or not, stranger.
That's
Period.
fair. That's
like
fair.
nope.
Black or not.
Yeah, you're not getting entertained like that. Nope.
So, all right. Well, switching gears, still on the topic of kids. I was talking to one of my friends, and she's got like a teenage son, and she said that the school called her because he, for the second time, he got in trouble for turning in his schoolwork, but AI did it, and
What?
so yeah, and so like my thing is like, I don't know about, being a parent nowadays with, AI in the equation. And I'm not so much upset that, you use an AI to get your homework done. I'm upset that they've got the tools to detect it.
Hmm.
I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. Like, I'm not like as much as I got Alexa and Siri running through my crib and stuff. I'm really not a big fan of like AI as a whole, just because I've seen the Terminator enough times to see what happens.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Wow.
but it's one thing to be like, hey, AI, make sure the nukes are good. And it's another thing to be like, can you write my report on fucking Huck fan?
True. I remember I saw this comedian. He told a story about he asked AI to write a story about how it would take over the world,
Oh God.
and the story was so descriptive it was kind of like almost
Yeah.
eerie, like
Yeah.
how it told how it would basically infiltrate somebody's Roomba using satellites. It had a whole like dude, it listed a whole plan that sounded like it would work.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I remember maybe it's early this year. They like some company set their AI up to like it needed to like make money. So like they gave it so much money in an account that it had access to, and then it had X amount of time to get to this point. And there were some things that it needed like a human to do, like those what do you call it? Those captchas, like when you have to type in like the
Yeah,
yeah. So it went on like one of those sites like TaskRabbit to hire people to do that for it. And like they set it up to where like there was a part where it would basically transcribe what the thought process but behind each prompt was by the AI. And so like when the AI was trying to communicate with the TaskRabbit person, the thought process was I'm giving it the person the instruction via text, but at no point I can't let it know that I'm a robot. Like it was self-aware to know like if I let it know I'm a robot, it might not do what I needed to do.
yeah, very eagle eye like.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
So AI is smart, but not smart enough to not get this young man in trouble.
Right.
It's been a few instances. I remember there was another instance where it was some like AI bot they set up on Twitter, and by like within like a week's time, it set up his own language and it was communicating with other bots and stuff. Once again, and then trying to kill humanity, but
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I don't really get like there's so many companies with AI tech that they have not that's not publicly known that they're just like internally they're just like developing this AI and I'm like to what end? Like Why? To what end?
Mm.
Like I no, like don't jump to like doomsday shit, Joe. I mean
Yeah,
like realistically, why would we create AI? Like to the point where like it's so fucking smart. Like why do we need that? Like do you really think that we need like robot like butlers, like real ones
I
to like
don't.
manage all our stuff? Like
I
I don't get it.
I saw a video of Tesla using. They had robots shooting the new Cybertruck, trying to show how bulletproof it was. And the only thing I noticed was this robot has some really good aim.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
and what's that one company? Was that Boston Dynamics with that robot that's like
It's like a
the
CEO or something. Yeah.
the running robot?
Oh, I saw that one too. Yeah, I don't know what the name of the company, but I said the running robot. I seen like a robot do uh some parkour. I've seen a whole lot of crazy stuff that I don't want AI to be attached to.
Right. And it's like,
You said it was
yeah,
running like
Yeah.
a
yeah, like
person?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
like it was like very durable, so that we this is our future military. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Goodness.
I don't know,
Wow.
like you see those
Gundam's right around the corner.
like you see those science fiction movies and stuff where it's like they eventually replace like the police or like the army with robots, right? So like
Yep.
there's a quote unquote um um rowdy situation where people are peacefully protesting, and it's like the information that these things are gathering is biased anyway. So they're just gonna come in just like any other hothead, you know. But this time it's a robot, so like you can't take that down easily. You can't pepper spray a robot,
No. Mm.
tear
Yeah, I do
gas it.
notice that in sci-fi movies, what's being replaced is a lot of times policemen and women, military,
Mm-hmm.
like whoever's supposed to govern and keep the
Yeah,
community together.
have human compassion. Not we don't need that out. When we're dealing with people.
Yeah, no, that, oh gosh, wow,
If we're
that's
lucky, we'll
scary.
get the Ready Player One world. If we're lucky, otherwise it's pure Terminator.
Grumble, 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 Joe. Grumble, grumble.
I know, but it's the truth. I hate it.
All right, so this week we discuss May December.
How do you choose your roles?
I want to find a character that's difficult to, on the surface, understand.
What would make a 36-year-old woman have an affair with a seventh grader?
I already have an idea of what it must have felt like.
What?
Sneaking around with you. I shouldn't have said that.
20 years after their notorious tabloid romance gripped the nation, a married couple buckles under pressure when an actress arrives to do research for a film about their past. So, Joe, I want you to lead the charge here, because
I know it.
I'm interested to know what your thoughts were here, and I'm gonna drill Vera about some real life events.
Okay.
What?
So as far like, so you want like what? As a man, every guy has a teacher they want to hook up with. So on that note, but the movie itself it's cringe. I thought it was pretty cringe, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's
Okay. So actually, let's pause for a second. So
okay.
like, because that description was super vague, but I just copied it from IMDb because I was just trying to get everything together. So basically, this movie is a loose adaptation of the Mary Kay Letourneau situation.
Mm-hmm.
In this universe, in the early '90s, an adult woman that managed a pet store, had a sexual encounter with a 12 or 13-year-old boy that like helped out part-time. So, they had a baby, she went to jail, she got out, they reconnected, and they built a life together. And so sometime later, an actress played by Natalie Portman wants to do an independent movie about her and their story. And so she's shadowing her to like learn like how she ticks. And also low key is kind of like she's like an investigative journalist, like asking questions and kind of interviewing people and learning like exactly what happened all those years ago.
Yeah, that's how at first I really thought she was like an investigative reporter. I'm like, I said maybe this whole acting shit is just a facade to get in close or something, because like she's moving in, she's kind of moving like an investigative reporter.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at first it wasn't as weird. Honestly, she was the weirdest part of the movie. To be honest, she was much
Natalie
weirder
Portman.
than Natalie Portman was much weirder. She was the weirdest. Like she was definitely just a weird character. Because you can see her like kind of having like that Heath Ledger response, like taking the role a little too serious and
Mm-hmm.
getting a little like to the point where like now she looking to do like, hey, what's up, dog? What's up? You still kind of young.
Okay, so I feel like she was. I mean, I'm not gonna say the word, but we've all seen Tropic Thunder, right?
Yeah.
No.
So that's the movie where Robert Downey Jr. is in blackface.
Great movie.
Oh.
Now, yes, that 2023 Vera saying, oh, but like,
No, great movie.
It's a good movie even now because like the entire movie is satire and it's making a point about how like we accept so much bullshit from actors
Mm-hmm.
and they do this dumb shit and we reward them for it. So like they're doing like a historical picture, a historical movie about Vietnam. And instead of hiring a black lead, they hire an Australian actor. Like think of like a Mel Gibson in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like I'm gonna play this role of this black character, but I'm gonna go
I'm going
all
all
in.
the way.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Tattoo my
Okay.
skin brown.
Yeah. So it's fucking brilliant, but because of where we are as a society now, you can't make that movie now. Even though once more it is satire, it is aware that what is happening is wrong. And
Okay.
there is even a character constantly pushing back at what is happening. The
Okay.
movie
the
knows
other black character.
yeah, he is the only black character.
Yeah, the other black character.
So like the movie is aware of what it's doing, but like basically Robert Downey Jr. has a conversation with an actor and he's talking about somebody else and he's explaining why this character didn't win an award because they play a character with a mental delay.
I like the way you covered that.
This is 2023.
I know, and he said it then. You couldn't say, well, you weren't supposed to say it, but
so basically he said that person went to
full R word.
Yes.
Mm.
And that's why it turned off the audience and the academy because like it got to a point where everyone got uncomfortable because like you went over the line to try because they tried to be authentic. So like I feel like Natalie Portman was truly trying to put herself in the shoes of her subject and she went full because like you could tell very early on she wanted to have sex with him, but I don't think it was because she was attracted to him. She wanted to do it to see if she could.
Yeah. I only part that kind of, as far as other than like Natalie Portman going like too far was when she was looking at the boys on the computer, like
yeah,
trying to find what actors she was gonna be working with. Like we need to find somebody sexier, and like because if you look how she's scrolling and stuff, she's looking at their junk and stuff. She's being really cringe.
So I didn't read it that way. There's a scene in the movie where she's looking at videos of auditions of the young 10, 11, 12-year-old boys that's going to play our co-star. And I looked at that scene as like one of the few times you actually see like the real woman and not like her trying to become this character. Because like I got the impression that she was kind of disgusted.
I didn't get that impression. I didn't get that impression at all. I felt like she was like just like I think she likes that she got into the role a little too far and like, to the point where she started getting into it a little too much. Like you said, she wanted to hook up with the real boy from the story. When she was going through those audition tapes, it to me it felt like she was kind of sizing the boys up.
I agree with Joe on that. Yeah, she was pretty weird in it. For a while there, it was kind of hard for me to figure, was she an actress or was she a journalist? I was like, so what is she again? So that kind of threw me off. And then I think she was definitely just trying to see if she could pull him. Like,
Yeah.
okay, if he liked this older lady, then I could definitely get him, type thing.
Right.
Like, I feel like she was trying to test the waters then,
But
and then the
specifically with the tactics that she was using, like when she shadowed him at work and she's like, I guess it'd be our little secret. Like
Mhm.
something that someone like an adult would do to kind of groom a child, you
yeah,
know?
Yeah, and like even like when they after like they hooked up or whatever, like you can see it like like you can tell like from looking at him, like he hadn't been with many women at all. It's been probably just her. And
You remember that fucked up scene when they're making cookies and Julianne Moore talks about like how she's like, oh yeah, and he dated 2 women before he met me, and she's like, when he was in 7th grade.
right, exactly.
yeah, that was yeah, that
You
was bizarre. Like,
you could tell
who the women?
you could tell from his reaction, like after like they had sex, she's like, this is just what grown-ups do. He was like, the fuck? Like,
So no, so like when he says this line a few times in the movie where the first time I can remember him saying it was when he was on the roof with his son, and
smoking midget day.
he was like tripping out, and he was like, I'm not sure if we're connecting or if I'm creating a bad memory for you. And I feel like that may have been something that she pulled on him when he was a kid, because like it comes back around after they have sex and he's like, I thought we were connecting,
Mm,
because like she's been using tactics on him that Julianne Moore probably used on him as a kid. So
Yeah,
like he has such a warped sense of like sex and like relationships and companionship that,
yeah. Like,
yeah,
I thought you liked me.
right.
She's like,
right, like,
no, I was trying to see what that wee wee's like for, boy.
I mean, I don't even think she
right.
cared. I don't even think she cared about the sex part of it. She
Oh no,
just, yeah.
no, you could tell from the performance she didn't care,
Well,
dog.
no, no, no. Well, yes, but
Yeah,
no. Like, I just think she wanted to like fully become this character, and she
Yeah.
couldn't fully become that character unless she
What
also got
hit
a
it
little
too.
piece. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And then remember she went to the pet store, she was in the storeroom closet
Oh
and
yeah.
like kind of
Yes.
acting out being with him without him being there. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like
But
she was trying to act it out, and I was
I
like, oh, okay.
but I appreciate how like seriously like unserious the soundtrack was. Like when they play that crappy like TV movie music, like over dramatic music during like the most random moments. Like Julianne Moore was all like, "We're out of hot dogs."
I didn't even notice it.
I
Or like,
swear when I first looked it up, it said it was a comedy / thriller, and then when I looked it up afterwards, it said just thriller. And I was like, okay, I don't know where the jokes are supposed to come in at. I
there
missed it.
Me
were
either.
like that when he was in 7th grade. Like this is a dark comedy.
Very dark. It went over my head. I was like, where's the funny?
Or also like it's just like the little things, like when they were dress shopping for the daughter's graduation, and like Natalie Portman's like, oh yeah, that's a cute dress, girl, and then Julianne Moore's like, oh yeah, that's nice, you braver than me, showing them arms, and the look on Natalie Portman's face, like, what the fuck.
You
No.
gonna tell me that?
So
Yeah,
she's like, what is happening here? So it's like little things like that, like
yeah, her
this is a
character manipulated people, but like I think what was her name, Julianne Moore. Her character was like truly the only adult in her household,
yeah, sadly,
even though she had kids. You know,
yeah,
with that character, what was his name, Joe? I think it was. It
yes,
it, it was obvious she was the only adult in the house
but
because
also
everybody got treated like a kid.
but that's all, that's to her design, that's what she likes, like i I obviously there wasn't enough time with her ex-husband, but like I feel like since she couldn't fully manipulate him, she was just kind of bored, and so that's why she moved on to like that kid.
Mm, yeah, yeah, I could see that. 'Cause Natalie Portman says something to that nature where she was like, "Oh, I could something like I could see why you felt trapped, or like you couldn't really be yourself or not
Mm-hmm.
have a say. It was something along them lines. And she was like, "Well, how did you end up with him, or marrying him, or yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I could see that she had
And
no say in that first one, so she was like, the next time I'm gonna run it."
just like when Natalie Portman was telling the guy after they hooked up, like you like or before, like there's more to life. Or what she say to him? When she kept saying like this is gonna break her or something, like no, it won't. She'll be fine. And she kept
Oh,
trying to like kind of coax him into she'll live. No, it don't matter. Life goes on.
Yeah. I
Your life
mean,
is still gone.
yeah, like yes, she was trying to have sex with him just to see if she could, but like I felt like there were several points where you could tell she pitied him, and she was like, "We're the same age," and it's like you can your life's not over. Like
Over. Yeah,
you're
that's
not even
fine.
40, bro.
Your
Like
life's not
you're
over. That's
you
fine.
can
Do whatever.
how old was your wife when she started her new family?
right.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I thought this was an interesting movie. Like my hat goes off to the guy that played Joe, Charles Melnick. Like the husband,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the young man. Like I felt like
Yeah, man.
if this dude don't get a fucking nomination for an award, like racism, because like he acted his ass off.
I thought so too. Like I felt like he was a grown child. Like it
Yeah,
was. It was
he was.
he had a
Yeah,
lot of it seemed like his body got 36 and his mind stayed 13.
I
Yes,
agree.
Like
yes,
his character's mind was so back at the pet store when they first met, but he
I
got
thought
like,
you liked me.
yeah,
yeah,
that's what it's like. He's got these teenagers about to go to college, yeah, he's still mentally is probably younger than them.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was wild. Yeah,
What
that
did you
was
guys
wild.
think of the graduation scene when they were on the field talking, and when she found out that she still had like talks to her other son every day?
That yeah, I was like, wait, what? Like with Natalie Portman, like, wait, what's happening right now?
Right.
I love that scene because it throws so much into question.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it really did. Like
Yeah.
I had to go back and like rewatch
That
the
scene,
scene with her and before she ended up hooking up with dude.
but it
Oh.
also, but like the assault does make sense,
Yeah.
but also, I don't know, like it felt like I don't know, man. She seems too proud to admit that. So like I feel like she was just trying to throw that off, throw that scent off.
I don't know because I felt like at this point, I felt like if honestly, I feel like if that was the case as far as like with her brothers, she wouldn't have been ashamed to admit it because she hasn't been ashamed to admit anything else. She's owned everything
Mm,
else, and then also, and I hate to say it, almost what people would have took it as justification of why she was this way with this kid.
Hmm.
yeah, that's
You know,
fair.
they were, oh my god, she was molested. That's why she's a pedophile. And yes, I can say it correctly. I just choose to say pedophile instead of
No,
pedophile.
no, yeah, I feel you, I feel you. I mean, that's a good point. I don't know. It's just I
The
don't know.
sympathy card works out every time. I don't know.
Like the whole movie is like a question mark, you know? Like all like, most of the characters' intentions.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Who who was like giving her a line of BS to maybe
Right.
make the movie good, and what was genuine?
Well, I believe the ex-husband and the lawyer because like they really didn't have anything to gain or lose.
Yeah, no, I believe them, but it was like the media household. It was just it
Yeah.
was hard for me to figure out. Like, were they just trying to give her more info to work with than what was really there, or was it all true? It was hard for me to distinguish that.
Yeah. But I also want to throw in like I felt like when she talked to the school and she was answering questions, I felt like that was probably the first time she was not acting.
Mm,
Like, you know, how like she was like in a certain mode with everybody she interacted with, like whether she was in like investigative journalist mode or trying to like become Julianne Moore. But when she answered those questions, like I felt like that was like the first time like she was truly honest.
yeah, Yeah, I feel like that was genuine.
Yeah.
I didn't get why the daughter was mad after that scene when she went to the school.
Because they was like, why do you want to play this woman? And she's like, I find this interesting. I find this whole fucked up thing interesting what this fucked up woman did. And she's like, bro, that's my mom.
Yeah, that's got oh man. That just had to be weird for that whole town.
Yeah.
As they buy these pineapple upside down cakes to keep her from working a real job.
I mean, you got to keep her away from the youth.
Is that what it was? They were trying to keep her around as many adults as possible.
Yes, like you stay in your kitchen, ma'am.
Well, I'm wondering. Okay, I don't know if the movie ever. I mean, she had to have been convicted of being a sex offender. So I was like, how'd that work out with the kids?
Which kids?
Her own.
I mean, you can't be banned from your own kids if you're on the offender list.
They just, hope, they just hope you're not dealing your own kids.
But also, so is there a statute of limitations for being on the offenders list? Because she was at that graduation where there would have been children on school property. So is there a certain amount of time where you can be like, okay, you good, bro?
I don't know, Chad. We're not offenders, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either, but I just thought that was wild. I was like, she is all willy-nilly. I thought it was a lifetime thing.
I thought so too. Unless maybe she got a waiver.
It is movie land, so
that's fair.
Yeah, I had to get like movie laws, their laws. It was like, just don't address it. She's good. Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was bizarre.
What do y'all think the Rotten Tomatoes score on this movie was?
Ooh. Probably higher than I want to give it.
Actually, okay, what do you guys personally rate this movie out of 5?
Out of
5? One being this is trash, 5 being this is excellent.
Ooh.
I'll give it a 3 if it's on the 5-point scale.
So you liked it.
I didn't dislike. I watched it.
A 3-ish, you liked it. You're in the middle.
No, that's what I say. I don't have to like it to say it's a good movie or a decent movie. Like, it was shot well. There's other parts about the movie you could like, but no, I'll give it a 3. I wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah, I give it a 3 as well. I mean, it was okay.
Vera, are you gonna watch this movie again in 5 years?
No, I'm not gonna watch it tomorrow. Like,
exactly.
Okay, so I rated this 5, and I would watch this again. I appreciate the acting, the fucking writing of it.
And what scenario? In what scenario are you gonna watch this again? I'm really curious.
I would watch it again. It would have to be sometime in the future. Like, I don't have time to rewatch movies. I got a lot on my plate, but I would rewatch this.
So out of all the movies in the world, this would be in your list of movies to rewatch. Really?
It's a movie I rated 5 stars. I really liked this movie.
Okay.
Did you? Okay. Well, then that brings me to another question. Did you get the dark comedy of it? That may be why I don't care to see it again. See, it went over my head. I guess I was too.
Are you gonna watch it again to try to find the dark comedy?
No, I'm just gonna take Chad's word for it. Some dark comedy in there. That's good enough for me. Yeah. It was okay. I mean, I watch so much Netflix that this is like this is shocking.
Bottom tier. This is bottom tier movie.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm very surprised, but no.
It's not even a middle tier movie. This is content wise alone, it's bottom tier, just off the content, the subject matter. That alone made it bottom tier.
I really just wanted to see the story of Mary Kay Letourneau and Billy. Like, I didn't want to see a similar of a lady trying to interview somebody.
They weren't trying to give her estate money, Vera.
I was just like, okay, y'all.
I say estate because she's dead.
Dead, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Rotten Tomatoes. What's up?
Well, they gave it like a 93 because you just can't wait to say they gave it a great score. I could tell.
Sure.
So the higher it is, the less you think of the movie.
The letter grades.
They gave a letter. It's all
like no, like school. 100 is good, 1 is bad.
Oh, okay. Like maybe a 60 for effort.
So it's 92 by the critics and 81 by the audience.
Holy smokes. Okay.
Holy smoke.
That's that same audience of those women that like to listen to those murder mystery podcasts.
Murder porn. Yeah.
Yeah. They know their audience. That's all.
All right, trivia question for you guys. May December is Julianne Moore's 5th collaboration with director Todd Haynes. Of the following films, which did not feature her? So these are all movies directed by this director. A, Safe, B, Far From Heaven, or C, The Velvet Underground. Yeah, I never heard it. I never heard any of this shit either.
Yeah, I'm totally
gonna say
guessing.
B. Guessing with a B.
I'm gonna go with C.
I appreciate you guys spreading it out. Vera's right. She was not in the Velvet Underground. Once more, I've not seen any of these fucking movies.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Charles Melnick, the actor that played Joe the husband, gained over 40 pounds to portray this character.
Wow.
Netflix acquired this movie for $11 million at the Cannes Film Festival earlier this year. Lastly, so in the film, Natalie Portman watches like an old TV movie about this whole situation from the 90s. Intentionally, they cast people that look like Mary Kay Letourneau and the boy that she assaulted, as opposed to Julianne Moore and the young man. So appreciate you and Vera coming on, Joe. We're just gonna rock and roll. Appreciate you and appreciate you and Vera coming on today and doing this with me. We had some good discussion. I don't remember, but I think something that was said I do have to cut. I don't remember what it was at this time, but don't worry, audience, you won't know what it is either.
I know it was me.
Do you guys have anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
You can catch me back on the TV Blurs. We just wrapped up episode 3 last week.
So are you like, where the fuck can I see this? Because every time I look,
I don't even listen to my own podcast. I just take, if someone said it was horrible, I take your word for it.
Like you've been telling me you've been doing this, and when I search for it, it's like, oh yeah, this podcast was published in 2018, like the last episode. Like, where are these episodes?
I don't. That's O's job. I just come on the show, show my pretty face, say some crazy things, and then the end.
Okay,
but we did just wrap episode 3 last week. I'll have to next time find out where. I assume that the places where people find podcasts. I don't listen to podcasts.
I looked on the thing.
I'm in the car. I'm still listening to Carter 3.
And you said, what's the name of it?
The TV Blurs.
Okay. All right.
Vera, you got some shit you want to plug?
No. No.
That's fair. So thank you so much for listening. Please rate, like, and review our podcast on your platform of choice. If you have any feedback, please email us at weusedtotalkpod@gmail.com. Follow us on YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at We Used to Talk Pod. Follow me on Letterboxd at BOW1213 and Matt at Mr. King 0257. Come back next week for our Christmas special when we revisit Gremlins.
Great movie. Fun fact: shout out the same set as Back to the Future.
Did not know that, but it is one of the movies that is responsible for us having a PG-13 rating. One of the movies. One of the movies. Thanks, Spielberg. All right, we out of here.
Peace.
See ya.